Let's take a look at the new version control in BluHorn. The first time you're working on a worksheet when it's brand new, it will be version 0.0.0. If you hover over the version number, you'll see some details about the version, like the name of the worksheet, what version it's on, and when this particular version was created. The three things at the bottom let you know more about the worksheet. Current version is related to whether or not it is the current ordered version of the worksheet. Active version lets you know whether it's the most recent version of the worksheet that is editable. Ordered lets you know whether or not this version of the worksheet has ever been ordered. Let's take a look at how this works. This is a regular worksheet for broadcast TV that I've created for the purpose of this demo. Should I go now and make a major change to this worksheet, such as going to Edit Worksheet and adding a vendor, that will change the version number for this particular worksheet. So let's add a vendor. Okay. I'm going to add WYN. Now that I've added that vendor, I'll hit Save Changes. When we go back to the worksheet now, it's going to let us know that we're going to be directed to a newer version of the worksheet, and the previous version that we were just working on is now inactive. Okay. Now you'll see that I'm on version 0.1.0. It hasn't been ordered yet, so it's not a current or ordered version. It's just the most active. I can go now and make some changes. For instance, I can go and add that new vendor here. If I scroll down to the bottom of the screen, there's a section called Worksheet Version History. This is the first version of the worksheet 0.0.0, and if I want to go back to that version, I can. This is the current version 0.1.0, which now has the WYN vendor on it. To go back to the previous version, I can click these arrows at the top, the one on the left to go back, to look at the previous version. The previous version is currently uneditable, but I can make it active if I like and use this version again. This allows you to kind of basically go back in time, right? It's letting me know at the top this is not an active worksheet because it's the previous one. I can click Activate to go ahead and make this version active again if I like. And if I hover over it, I can see that it's no longer the most recent version because active version is no. Now, I'm going to go ahead and go back to the most recent version, the one that I just updated that has WYN on it, and let's work with that. All right, so now we're back on the most recent version. It is active. Okay, so active is yes. And now let's go and actually order this. So I'm going to go ahead and click Send Order. It gives you a little alert that lets you know that by clicking on this, it's going to change the current version to an ordered version. I'm going to go ahead and send this to my vendors now. Hit Send. And what's going to happen is this is going to be saved as a ordered version of the worksheet. It will now be uneditable, just meaning we're saving a copy, just like if you would have saved this as a PDF. It's saving it as a moment in time. And since it's been ordered, it's now uneditable. Okay? It lets you know that this is live. This is what's currently been ordered. And it's now version 1.0.0. Okay? Now it has 3 yeses at the bottom. It's the current ordered version, so it says yes. It's active, meaning it's the most recent, so that's yes. And it's been ordered, so that also says yes. If I go down to the bottom of the screen, you can see that the normal buttons are not there to delete the worksheet, copy the worksheet, or anything like that. That's just because it's been ordered. And then you can see that the most recent version is now 1.0.0. You'll see that 0.1.0 is now gone. That's because it was ordered. So now it's given the 1.0.0 naming convention. Now, if I want to go ahead and edit this worksheet and continue forward, maybe make some changes to this order, I can. It's no problem. What you do is just click Start New Version. and hit OK. This is not creating a completely new worksheet in the campaign. In fact, it's just as if you continued on past version 1.0. We're going to leave this version for you in the past, in the history, and now just put you on version 1.1.0. It's not the currently ordered version. That's the previous version, so that says no. It is the most recent version, so it's active. That's why it says yes, and we have not yet ordered this particular version of the worksheet. I can now go and make some additional changes. Let's go ahead and do that. All right, now this worksheet's a little bit different than before, and let's say, I just wanted to update this information and send this back out. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and say that for my comment, just to make this a little bit different from the previous order. All right, now I'm going to go and order this version. Let's take a look at what happens. Now, when I send this, it's going to create version 2.0.0. And I will now have two ordered versions of this worksheet, version 1.0.0 and version 2.0.0. So let's look at what this says. This is the most current version because it was ordered, and it's the most recent ordered version. And it's active because it is the most recent version that was edited. Now, if I go back in time to the previous version, okay, that will be 1.0.0. It was also ordered, but it's no longer the most recent order that's been sent out. So current version has been set to no. If I scroll down to the bottom of the page, I can see all the different versions in my history. All right. This green one is the most recently ordered version, is version 2.0.0. I can go back at any time to one of these and look at them by hitting the eyeball icon. I can also, if I decide, version 1.0.0, I want that to be the most active version. I want to continue editing this worksheet with that. That's fine. I can just hit activate. And now I'm going to go back and activate version 1.0.0 and make that the active version of the worksheet that I now want to work with. Think of version control as a saving mechanism. It's like if you kept hitting save when you're using something like Microsoft Word or Microsoft Excel. The only difference is if you scroll down to the bottom, you can see all the different versions and you can go back in time. This is something that was requested by many BluHorn users in the past. Okay. Now I can continue to go ahead and start doing additional editing with this particular worksheet. I can make changes, whatever the case may be, and just continue on with this worksheet. And when I'm ready, I can do an order. I can preview it just like before. And if you look at the bottom of the screen in the worksheet history, you'll see that the most recent version, again, is in green. Okay, and since we activated version 1.0.0 and kept going, now 1.1.0 is the active version because we chose to make it so. If at any time you'd like to force the system to create a version for you, there's a little button here called Create Version. You can do that at any time and it will create an additional version for you if you'd like to save this particular moment in time of this worksheet. That's fine. And now it's going to update the system and make it version 1.2.0 for me, and I can continue on. All right. Now that I've forced a new version, this one hasn't been ordered. It is active, all right? And that's all that means. And I have my history at the bottom so that I can see all the different things that were done and when they happened. And that's a basic tutorial on how to use version control in BluHorn. If you have any questions or need help, please hit the life raft in the upper right-hand corner. That connects you directly to our support team, and that's the quickest way to get some help. We'll hop on a screen share with you if needed. We'll help walk you through this process, so no worries. And if you ever need help with any additional things like how to do copy worksheet and things like that in BluHorn, please feel free to go on over to bluhorn.com/videos for an online tutorial of all our videos on demand.